Everyone. It's almost the weekend and I can't wait. Emergency room, here I come. So a few days ago, we played tape of the incoming White House press secretary calling all of us racist. Roll it, Clarice.
Fox News was racist before coronavirus. They are racist during the coronavirus. Fox News will be racist after the coronavirus. So there is nothing new here.
So true. Now, this should upset me. I mean, what did I ever do to her? Well, other than oppress her by my very existence, since I'm a middle-aged white guy. Middle-aged. But we've never even met. I don't even know where she lives, unlike the Supreme Court justices. By the way, I'm mowing Brett Kavanaugh's lawn on Saturday. He pays me in beer. But once she becomes press secretary and is asked if she still thinks Fox News is racist, will she have an answer ready? Will it be an honest one, like, hey, that was just TV? Or will she dance around it like Liz Warren does at a bonfire to celebrate the end of winter? For a hint, let's take a look at a past Democratic debate featuring Old Joe when he still had a working brain and control of his bowels, and his now vice president before she wasn't hiding like a serial killer on the run.
It was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. You also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
I didn't see that coming. Harris calling Biden a racist. It was her only memorable debate moment besides getting crushed by Tulsi Gabbard. But did she mean it? She seems so sincere, and it's hard for her to seem sincere. Cat's hair is less fake. But she looked him in the eye, and she twisted the knife into that old white racist. You could feel it. But could she feel it? Did she mean it? It's quite an accusation. So I hope she took it seriously.
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was called a debate.
I understand.
Everyone traveled to the debate. There were journalists there covering the debate.
It was a debate. Now, I happen to think Colbert had her on because he heard she'll laugh at anything, including him. But you get it, calling Biden racist was purely a theatrical device. You know, like a gun on the set of an Alec Baldwin movie. Nothing'll go wrong. To her, it's totally acceptable during a televised debate, whether it's true or not. It's okay to smear someone as racist if they make you the second most powerful person in the world, after Dr. Jill. She's got the prescription pads. She's a doctor. But it's the political equivalent of slamming a folding chair over the back of a competitor in pro wrestling. It looks devastating, but it's just part of the game. Except in politics, it can ruin you. With Harris, the chair's real, but the personality is still phony. So what does that example tell you? Well, if Jean-Pierre is ever asked by our very own dumb SOB, Peter Doocy, if she thinks he's racist, she'll likely say, that was in the past, Peter. Let's move on to real issues. Which will reveal how little these flacks take their own opinions seriously. It's like if one of your friends started a rumor that you beat your wife and then said, hey, lighten up, just a joke. But here, calling people racist is a good career path. It's quite a racket, claiming everything's racist to get a really good job. I believe we're leading the world in really successful, oppressed people. So how many people who use the word racist are actually seriously thinking about it at the time? Has anyone ever responded to them, hey, could you please give a specific example of my racism and don't bring up slavery and Jim Crow? Unlike Joe Biden or Davy Crockett, I wasn't born then. My guess is they'll be quieter than the set of Who's Talking to Chris Wallace. Oh. One word, groomer. Before that, I always thought a groomer was the guy who did my bikini wax. Shout out to Julio. But now every lefty is a groomer because it's a mirror of what the Dems did with racist, or do. Every rich person, racist. Every white person, racist. Every Trump rally, racist. Everything on Fox, racist. Every dead president, every monument, every name of every school, every podcaster, every comedian, racist, racist, racist. So fine, then every left-wing teacher is a groomer. Every left-wing Disney employee who wants gender studies taught to toddlers is a groomer. Everyone who defends the medicalization of confused kids, you're a groomer. Everyone who owned their own island and named their private plane the Lolita Express is... Okay, that's a bad example. But you get it. Groomer is the right answer to racist. You call us bigots, we call you a groomer. But it's going to get hard for the left to figure out who's left to call racist. Meanwhile, real racists get off scot-free. So ultimately, what should you do when you end up running into somebody who labeled you a bigot? Well, you should by making him vice president.